All right, good morning, good afternoon, wherever you are. I hope you're doing well. Welcome to another session. Today is 14th of January 2026. Feels weird to say 2026 because it feels like we are still in 2025. So let's start with the dollar index as usual. Let me go to the hourly chart. Okay, so we did have a move to the upside yesterday, as I was pointing you all to. Price rejected that fair value gap here and then expanded up. So the euro trade did amazing over here. I think yesterday during the live session you saw me taking that trade over here. I think it was on a 5-minute chart here. This morning, overnight, or yesterday during the live session, it actually created another fair value gap on the 15 minutes, which is here. So that's where we came, and then price is rejecting. So this morning or today, if we break this low, okay, if we break that low, you can look for another entry to continue going down. Okay, so euro, I'm still looking for lower prices. If you did not take that trade, you've missed out, so don't worry about it. Just look for a break, and then you can look for a trade to continue going down. Let me hide this indicator over here. That's the Asian session. All right, so you can look for a continuation to the downside once we break this low. It might leave maybe a fair value gap. You can also trade the breaker if you want to, and then look for continuation to the downside. Okay. British pound also did something similar. I think it took out the high. Let's remove this. I took out Monday's high, destroyed everybody, and then went down. So I highlighted the breaker, and this morning price came back to it. I was looking for the fair value gap just above it. I was looking for the fair value gap just above it, but it couldn't get there. We had this up candle here as well, and that's where price has stopped and it's going down. On the 1 hour, we are likely gonna create, we got 38 minutes, we are likely gonna create this as the last up candle prior to the move up. So on my chart, it will be a red candle. You can use that for a trade if you want, maybe with a stop loss. British pound is a little bit tricky, so don't leave your stop loss below this fair value gap here, right? If anything, just place it just a little bit above it, because this beast here, sometimes they can be sneaky and come back up and run everybody, just like they've done on euro, right? You can see they run quickly up, run this high. So if you were short, then they killed and then went down. So same thing with the British pound. If you're gonna take the 1 hour, that is if the 1 hour candle closes bearish, then definitely you can use it, but stop loss placement, be a little bit smart about it. Don't leave it inside this for them to come back and and then go down. It'll be very painful. But yeah, if 1 hour closes, then look for continuation to the downside. You're looking for price to go and attack this low. Maybe we might have a small reaction of from here, so that might be partial level, and then the rest you let it go. So this will be a partial level that comes in at 1.34096 partial level, then eventually the previous week low. Now we can continue going down, but for this week that will be all. So 1.33908 level will be your target. Euro pound, I'm expecting this to also continue going down. Yesterday I think I spoke about this H4 gap. It's a H4 gap, by the way, but it didn't work out during the New York session. So what I'm looking at right now is for price to come here, possibly, because this has created a nice range. We took out the high, went down, this high to this low. 618 is somewhere there, and then 70.5, we had a nice London fair value gap over there. So that is where I prefer them to come to, and then a selling opportunity. So yeah, this would be a nice area to sell. And then the downside objectives, previous week low for now, for this week possibly, and then we will look for continuation to the downside. So previous week low 0.86445. okay. Gold. Okay, gold also went up. I think during the session we talked about this down candle, price going up. It didn't sustain. It came back down, took out that London session low, and then rejected. So I'm bullish on gold. The target that I gave, I think I've like creating levels and then deleting them. Okay, so 4723, that is the upside objective. So I'm expecting them to basically go for that level. Now during the London session we didn't have much happening on the H4. What I did see was they took out this low, but it couldn't close above this high, and that is my worry. In the morning this candle was all blue, so I was anticipating that they will close, and then this would be a nice fair value gap for them to come back to and go up, but that didn't happen. So as it stands, there's no entry yet unless you're already long. There's no entry yet on gold. If you're gonna buy, be aware that we have a fair value gap on the daily time frame. So a quick rundown to come and attack lows is possible. Basically, that's what I said on Monday. If you're gonna trade it, you can wait for a fair value gap to form, then let them come back to it and then buy. So that is an option. I don't trust this move because it happened overnight. It happened during the Asian session. So I don't trust it. It can come back all the way down, like a quick, run to stop people out and then continue going up. Be aware of that. However, if New York session as it stands, right? If New York session creates a down candle and then they close above it, then use that down candle for the continuation if the New York session. So currently it's we've got 31 minutes to go. Use that if this forms as a down candle and then we close above, use that as a auto block and then look for the long. Don't buy anytime or anywhere in here. Let them create another buying opportunity before you engage. I think at 1:30 we do have PPI news. Let me see. Yes, PPI news in the next 1 minute. Let's look at it and then we will continue. Okay, we have PPI in the next 1 minute. Let's look at it together and then we continue. We have about 30 seconds to go. It's a high impact news, so let's observe it and then we continue. Okay, it looks like it didn't do much, but obviously I'm expecting it to continue going up, so doesn't really matter. I just wanted to see them use that news to shoot price up. All right, so let's continue. So gold, basically wait for an auto block or a fair value gap to form before you engage. As it stands, nothing unless you're already long. Crude oil, yesterday we spoke about this, that I think I see them going up. We are going to go to 62.92, and then on the daily time frame over here, which is the fair value gap or volume imbalance. And then I think I managed to get myself a trade idea on this auto block with time of the day. So during the London session, I didn't sleep. I was up overnight planning, so I did get this trade in. And the beauty is about crude oil has it has this rhythm where when everything is right, when everything is in motion, then it does something every single day. That is why you saw me you saw me with the Asian session indicator. Give me 1 second. Okay, that is why you saw me with the Asian session indicator. Why? Because when crude oil, everything lines up on crude oil in terms of direction, in terms of seasonality, it repeats something over and over and over again, which again brings me about why you saw me with the Asian session indicator. Crude oil has this beauty about it. That's why I love trading it. When price is between January and April, you will usually find London session taking out Asian session low. Okay, so we take out the Asian session low, then we go up. We take out the Asian session low, then we go up. We take out the Asian session low, then we go up. Yesterday we didn't, so that was a good thing. That's expansion day, this big move. And then today it did the same thing. Take out the Asian session low and then go up. Okay, that's because everything is lining up. Okay, so that's something that you can use on crude oil in this period. If we close bullish, the next day look for price to take out the Asian session low and then go up. For example, tomorrow, if we close bullish today, tomorrow anticipate price taking out the Asian session low and then going up. Okay, and then basically look for continuation to the upside. All right, so we are still bullish on crude oil going to that level 62.92, and then the volume imbalance 63.15, 63.46. ES, so ES yesterday, let me go to the one now. We talked about this level. That was Monday. Yesterday I spoke about price coming into the fair value gap and then going up. It did, but we couldn't go up. So this morning I saw we are still inside that gap. It came exactly back to the breaker, and that's where I executed a trade with the stop loss below and expecting price to go up. Okay, so there's no more price action. Price trades back to the breaker, time of the day, London, and then I'm expecting them to reject. Maybe this New York session is when they'll move it. Doesn't matter, I'm waiting. Okay, going to the Australian dollar. We spoke about this level sending price down yesterday with the news. They punished with a stop, then rejected. So I got in this morning here. Yesterday I got knocked out because I had my trade entry here Monday. Then Tuesday I was expecting them to continue. The news came out and then knocked me out. No problem, dropped. It created a nice fair value gap and a breaker, so I shorted here again. And in the morning I didn't trade this one because I was doing something. I was sleeping, but I was up overnight, so I was able to take the trade at the breaker, but I didn't see this. If I had seen it, I probably would have taken it, this move here. So they took out this high, broke down, pulled back, and then so look for the equal low. We are still aiming for that equal low, 0.66599. That is where we are expecting price to go. So look for that continuation to the downside. Okay. Dollar yen, we've reached the 159.45 level. So for now, I think price will either pause or retrace, as you can see it doing. So buying suspended for now. Wait for the next opportunity. If you have any urge to buy, stay away. We've come a long way, so a pullback is likely going to happen, or profit taking will cause price to form a down candle. So stay away for now, for today. Okay. I'll tell you when we are going to go back up again. Let me see on the H4. Yeah, profit taking is taking place, so just stay away for now. And then finally, the crypto market. So we have come back into that fair value gap again. What I didn't highlight was this down candle. That is our target. That is where I think price is going. This is all manipulation. Yesterday I was expecting them to just move down from here, but I think it couldn't do that. They've come back one more time to attack the previous month high. So I'm expecting a rejection this week. I will not be surprised if price rejects quickly. Now, what would change my point of view from being bearish to bullish? If we trade through this fair value gap. Order flow is bearish on the weekly time frame. You can't trade against order flow. It's impossible. Order flow is always going to be king. Now, since the weekly is in a downtrend, weekly order flow is what will hold price. So this weekly gap here will eventually prevent price from going up, and then we drop down. So for price to go up, then the order flow needs to switch, which it will do that from here. So if I'm gonna switch from being bearish to bullish, that will come after price has gone above, to be precise, 98.892. That is when, like, if we close above it, that is when I'll switch. Even with that, we still have a bearish pattern in here, so it will just be a pullback. I will not be expecting it to go up. It will just be a pullback. So maybe we can trade the pullback back into this particular range. Okay, so if we go up above that, we can trade maybe to 618, because we have the last down candle here. So we can trade to 618. Then we resume going down again. Okay, whatever happens, Bitcoin is bearish for now until we break this high. That's when we resume going up. So for now, that's exactly where we are. So just above it in here is a nice daily fair value gap, which is within the weekly. Let me change the color. and then sync it over there. It's within the weekly gap. Okay, so we can trade one more time a little bit higher, and then price will give up. Now I like the way it's doing it. Okay, so we have this down candle here, 1 2 3. To me, that should be it. We should come back down, but they can manipulate one more time like that, and then what follows through will be pain, down, down, down. Okay, so I'm not excited about the move. If you are, that's fine, you can be, but I'm not, because of the order flow. Okay, so keep an eye on that. Ethereum traded back to the down candle here, this one, that is that exact level. So again, we should see price reject from here. If anything, they will go for that high one more time and then quickly reject. 3445.47. Solana has also dipped into that monthly gap. So I think the whole move on Bitcoin has helped all the other pairs to move into a good area where a drop is possible. I will not use the word imminent, because then you might expect it to be dropping today, but a drop is possible. And Solana is at a level, I think yesterday we did map this level, that monthly gap. We can reject from there. XRP is out of the radar. I don't like it. Hype, I think same thing. I think yesterday here I was expecting them to go down, but it didn't. Watch here, this down candle. That down candle. We can reject and then resume going down from that down candle. Keep an eye on this first. Okay, so it's either they'll come. Why is this trading into that? Oh, that's my wick. I was like, no way, price is trade to it just like I thought. That's my wick. That's how easy your perception can be manipulated. I even thought it was real, not knowing I created it. Again, that is not real. Okay, this is me manipulating your perception to make it look as if we've touched it. So go and sell, and then it's not like that. Okay, so yes, all eyes on Bitcoin to do that, and then obviously you can, once we get Bitcoin going down, you can look at the hype for SL to come back down. But if we are coming back down, be a little bit careful, because it looks like buying took place in here. Okay, some buying took place in here, and some maybe it can come to this fair value gap. So that would be maybe a range or a consolidation for the time being on hype. If you get a sell, target this or the down candle. Chachki still playing up. I think we spoke about the down candle. It can reject price and come back down, but whatever happens, I'm still expecting them to trade up to that breaker. This down candle here. So I'm still expecting that. My idea hasn't changed. Lower time frame can do all it's doing, but it doesn't change the higher time frame. Now you might be wondering why order flow. We had a gap here, reacted, created an order block, another gap, up, this down candle traded above. So order flow on weekly is bullish. As it doesn't change what happens on the daily, right? Or the daily doesn't change what is happening on the weekly. So look for, if you are long, 0.50635. That's my target. Okay. So that is that for Chachki. Then the last one, that is AI16Z. Let me see if I can pull that one up. We are still stuck in that range. I don't want to bring it up because it's still the same. Nothing really has changed. We are still stuck in that range. So just, expect a sudden move. That's all I can say. Expect a sudden move. It can be a random, but expect it. Okay. And then we'll see by the end of today what price will give us. So back to currencies. Dollar index, euro, pound. Pay attention to that. And I'll see you tomorrow, same time. Take care.